And you know what? And that's on friendships. And you know what? And that's on this podcast today. And that's what we're going to talk about.
Yeah. The segue?
Give me that.
Let's do this, baby.
Do you want another one? Sure. Queen. Happy Halloween. I'll eat mine in a second.
Am I a child?
I got my... Okay, hello.
Not the cat hair all over the table.
Not the cat hair.
Jeez. Gotta clean.
Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the Radiate Podcast.
How's everybody doing tonight?
I'm doing great. We have our Halloween recess. We're in the Halloween theme because we're comfy and cute in our hoodies.
Issa, tell the story of what I'm wearing.
Oh, okay. So as you guys know, if you're an avid listener or someone in my life, you know that I'm obsessed with Shark Tank to the point where it's like I watch it 24/7. I'm not even kidding. And one day I was like, Graceanne, like, let's work downstairs and, like, can we please watch Shark Tank? She's like, honestly, I'm down. I'm like, are you freaking kidding me? Say less. So I put Shark Tank on, and I'm like, wait, one episode, like, can we, like, actually watch? She's like, put that thing on. So we're watching. One episode in, Graceanne buys a product, which is the comfy is what she's wearing right now at Shark Tank at the comfy.
Guys, I highly recommend this product.
Tell us how it feels.
Comfy.
Not like I mean, look at it.
Basically, it's like a big blanket wrapped on your body.
Yeah.
With a hood.
Yeah.
It is not a Snuggie.
It is not a Snuggie. And it's actually a really cute story. Like, the two guys who came in and saw it was cute. Mm-hmm. So, if we have two things to say here. Watch Shark Tank and buy a comfy.
Honestly, I have felt so motivated to make my business better. And literally, I was, like, looking at my, like, bank statements. And I was like, you know what? My profits this year, and I'm like, oh my god, call me Barbara. What's her last name?
I don't know her last name, but I know all the names.
I love Barbara.
My favorites are Mark. No. Yeah, Barbara, Mark and Lori. Also, we have been having family, like my family who also lives in Houston. The roomies have had dinners. Like we try to go once a week to go to go hang out with them and eat dinner and all this stuff. We don't leave till so freaking late because Graceanne, Vincent, and Jess had this financial freaking talk with my dad for like literally 3 hours. It got emotional last time.
We were there from like 7 to close to midnight.
No, like literally midnight. And they just talk about, my dad just talks about like taxes and finances and savings.
Your dad is just like so freaking smart, and I respect him so much.
That's sweet.
Seriously.
Well, I think the reason he's so educated now is because like he wasn't educated about this, because like we've talked about, people don't teach you stuff like this. You have to like go and find it, and he's finally been reading. And he's finally been, like, educating himself on, like, how to actually make freaking money and save money, because people don't tell you this.
Exactly.
Unless you're, like, rich. And, like, people can tell you that.
And also just the fact that they don't teach us this speaks volumes.
Exactly.
Because they don't want people to know.
Yeah. And there's, like, so many hidden things.
I'm not saying it's easy by any means.
Yeah.
But, guys, once you have the knowledge, you're, like, you just kind of, like, slap yourself in the face and, like... Yeah. Why didn't I know this sooner? Mm-hmm. You know, some of the things that I was just like, holy moly. Honestly, I want to have him on the podcast.
Yeah, me too.
And I just want to talk business.
Yeah, he's smart.
Because I think that's just like such a valid, like, topic that I think a lot of people, like, you may not think that you would be interested in it, but I promise you would take something away.
It's so interesting.
Mr. Quadra, you're
anybody can be helped.
Also, what melted my heart is he has like a little bit of a commute in the morning, and then also when he comes back to their amazing family.
Yes.
And he will listen to either an audiobook, which I wrote it down. What is it called?
Think Rich, Grow Fast, or Grow Rich, Think Quick, or something like that.
Either way, he'll listen to that. And this is like what, the third, fourth time that he's listened over to it?
Yeah.
He'll either do that, or he'll listen to the Radiate podcast.
He's like our first listener.
Are you
like,
kidding?
He like the day we had posted it last Wednesday, I was like, oh, by the way, on the podcast. He's like, I know, I already watched it. Later that day.
He commented on the video. Did you see that?
Oh, I thought that was my brother.
Oh, I forget they have the same name.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't
know. It felt like dad vibes.
Honestly, it was probably my dad. It was definitely dad vibes.
I don't know. It was just so
He's so cute. But he would definitely be on. It is very helpful. So yes, it's very helpful to know all this stuff. But I think the important thing is, like, it took him decades to learn this, so that's why he wants us to, like, know it quicker so we don't go through, like, decades and decades of freaking wasting money like a lot of people in America do.
Well, he definitely made me feel good because, you know, when we were talking, he was just like, you're 23. And I was like, yeah. And he was like, you and Vincent are way ahead of, like, half the U.S. population.
Yeah.
And he was like, I am where I'm at today. If he was like, if I would have known what you know now.
Yeah. He says that to me all the time.
And you know what? It's a great perspective.
It's so true.
It's so true.
We have, like, a lot more resources than our parents did. Like, we have Google. Google just in itself is, like,
and,
the
like,
main
we
resource.
never realized how big of a resource it is because we just grew up with it, right?
Yes.
I mean, granted, you know, when we were super young, like, dial-up was still, like, Wi-Fi was still, like, kind of coming into the works. But
yeah,
the age that we really would notice, we had it.
Yeah.
Like, we had it at our fingertips.
It's so
and
crazy.
So, I don't know. It was just a great perspective.
Yeah.
And I can't wait for our family dinner this week.
I know. It's so cute. He's so cute.
I told him that I would cook them a white people food.
Oh, yeah, because we usually have, like, well, I guess last time we had, like, meatballs. But Maritza makes us some good Mexican food or Colombian food or any type of Hispanic food.
And then they asked me what that meant. And I was like, cornbread? And that's just me totally, like...
Not the cornbread.
I don't know if that's actually... I don't know.
If that's white people food?
I don't know if it is.
I don't know if it is either. It sounds like it, though. It's a Thanksgiving
cornbread. Maybe it's not. I don't know. Jess, are you researching? Yeah. I may sound very stupid right now, but I think I'm from German descent, and I just always remember that being at, like, family gatherings.
Yeah.
So.
Definitely.
Maybe it's not like a white people thing. Maybe just someone just simply likes cornbread.
Native American cuisine. Native, and
wow.
You know, I should have known that when I said Thanksgiving because.
And that's
you know
on
what I mean?
me being stupid.
That's okay.
So, guys, cornbread is Native American.
That's so interesting.
The Native American culture.
Just one of the other things that we are claiming.
According to Wikipedia. Okay. Yeah. Well,
but I kind of believe it.
Take that as you want.
Yeah.
Take that as you want.
Well, speaking of my family, I have a quick story before we get into the topic of our.
Is this what you were gonna tell? Okay.
Yeah, I'm gonna try to make it as quick as possible. But my brother, like we said before, is on that Texas State volleyball team, like the club team, and so we went to go watch him at A&M last weekend, and it was my family, and then Miss Patty, who's my mom's best friend's son, Emmanuel, he goes to A&M, so he came to watch. It was kind of sweet. He came to watch, and then one of my brother's best friend goes to A&M also. So but his name is Andrew. Andrew couldn't make it to the game because he was studying. Fast forward, we dispersed from the game. We dropped Emmanuel off at his car. We dropped my parents off at the car, and then my brother and I were gonna go pick up Andrew. And Luke was like, I want to go with Bubba and Sissy. And I was like, this is a college town. Like, I don't know if I want Luke in this little car with us. But then he got his way, of course.
Of course. So
it's all the siblings. It's my brother and I and Luke in the car. And we're driving and we're talking and all this stuff. And then we go pick up Andrew. And everybody, we're going to Lupe Tortilla. So everybody's going to Lupe Tortilla. We're going to pick up Andrew real quick. And then we're going to meet them there. So we're driving and we go to pick up Andrew. And then as we're picking him up, this, like, car, like, kind of turns in behind us, and my brother's like, oh, that's weird, like, that car, like, kind of is, like, behind us, but, like, whatever. I'm like, well, he probably was just, like, dropping someone off, or, like, maybe he needs to go through the street to get to wherever he's going. And we're like, okay, so we keep talking, we go down the street, like, 5 minutes go by, and we're, like, all chatting, and then Andrew was like, okay, Kenneth, turn right up at the street, and my brother, like, doesn't listen to him and makes a complete, like crosses, like, 2 lanes to go left. And I was like, what are you doing? Andrew just said to go right. He's like, I know, but this car is still following me. And, like, I haven't said anything, but I've noticed him the whole entire time that he's been following me. And I'm like, oh, my God. And I see the car, and I'm like, oh, my God, you're, like, that is the same exact car, and, like, he is following you. So I'm like, okay, that's a little weird because it's been about 5 minutes. And my brother's like, I'm like, pick him out. Like, pretend you're going left and go straight at the last minute to see if he's actually following you because it could be a coincidence. So my brother's like, let me see. So we have, like, an open road with, like, a U-turn. He's like, I'll just go down this road and, like, U-turn. And if he's following me still, call Dad. Just, like, let him know what's going on because you know, it's kind of weird. So we're like, yeah. So we go down the road, and my brother makes a quick U-turn, like, the last second, and the car comes up right next to us, like, right behind us, and makes a U-turn too. So I'm like, okay, I'm now concerned because, like, Luke's in the car. And, like, you know, you've heard stories about, like, the gang members, like, having to do something, especially in a college town. I was like, okay, I know my brother's not involved in drugs. I know he's like not, sleeping with some girl, like guy's boy, like girlfriend. But like still, you never know. And like this guy was like driving so fast. So I'm like, oh my god, like Luke's in the car. Like I'm kind of getting nervous. And so we call my dad because when my brother says call dad, I'm like, okay, I'm a little concerned. So I call my dad. I'm like, hey dad, and my brother's like, give me the phone. So I'm like, okay. My brother's like, hey dad, this car has like been following us for a couple minutes, like whatever. And then my mom. What's happening? What? They have a flat? What's happening? And he's like, okay, well, keep driving. Try not to stop if you can. My dad's being calm, but then you hear my mom like, who that is? No, because Luke's in the car. Like, I don't think she would have gone crazy if it was just my brother and I, but it's still scary. So we're like, yeah, he's right behind us. We're 30 seconds from Lupe Tortilla. Like, we're going to pull up. I don't know how to, like, I can't lose him. So we're like, okay. So we pull up, and I see my dad and my mom. Like, like, they're not that intimidating looking. They look like they were freaking, like, from the military. Like, my dad's, like, walking like this, like literally his hands are like out, like he's gonna freaking do something because he's on the phone. He's like, I see that mother effer, because he followed us into the parking lot, and he's like, I see that mother effer, keep driving. Then my freaking mom walks up like this and throws herself in front of the car. Literally said, Mom, I roll my window down because I don't want my mom to get freaking shot or like, hurt if this guy's following us. I even looked at the guy and I was like trying to remember what he looked like when we were driving, because it was freaking scary. My mom starts swinging her freaking purse and like throws herself in the car, or throws herself in front of the car, and I'm like, oh my god, my mom's gonna freaking die. And so I'm like, oh my god, as long as we're kind of safe, whatever. My dad comes back and he like grabs my brother like this. He's like, are you freaking stupid, you mother effer? He's like, that's Emmanuel. It was our friend who was with us. Miss Patty's freaking son, who was with us, decided to follow us instead of going straight to Lupe Tortilla, and no one told me. And I don't know why I thought he was in a red truck. We even dropped him off. But guys, it was Emmanuel, and my parents were so mad.
You almost made Emmanuel commit murder.
And then Emmanuel, my mom goes up to Emmanuel, like, wait, whatever she was gonna do, and he goes, Miss Loretta, are you okay? Like, you just tripped in front of my car. Like, what's wrong? Like, are you okay? And she's like, and she starts cracking up, and he's like, what's going on? Like, what are we doing? Like, am I not supposed to be here? Like, all this stuff. And it was scary, though, but we're safe.
That probably was the most lonely feeling. He was like, was I not invited to the cookout?
He was like, I was wondering how I'm making so many crazy turns. I was trying to keep up. So, it was scary, though, because my weekend was in the car.
That is the most Quadra family thing I have ever heard.
So accurate, Chrisanne.
In my life.
Yeah.
I'm not okay.
Chrisanne, we dropped this man off. And I just assumed because he went to Texas A&M that he would go straight to Lupe, but I get it.
He wanted to be a part of
I know, Queen. I know,
the car
Queen.
chain.
I know.
Oh.
Can you imagine my parents? How mad? Because it was scary.
Okay. Well, I'm just going to say this. I'm happy that was the case.
Yeah.
Because God knows what would have happened to your mother.
Oh, my dad was not happy. Yeah. But my mom was like, her mama bear came out. She risked, like, my mom threw herself in front of the car,
She said,
guys.
this is my Edward Cullen moment. Hand out.
Literally. And he goes,
Bella, no.
yeah. It was bad.
It's the adrenaline.
I was ready to fight, but only because, like, Luke was in the car, and then, my brother's friend was, like, so chill. But, like, we were chill. It was just, like, and it was kind of sad because Luke was like, this is kind of scary. And I was like, Luke, don't make me cry.
So what you're saying is y'all terrified your younger brother for no reason.
Yeah, but then he was laughing about it. It was
just
funny.
like this, Luke Quadra is never going to want to ever drive.
And what did I say? Let's not have Luke in the car. That was my crazy story for the weekend.
Do you think you would have felt differently if he wasn't in the car?
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah? What would you have
been
like?
I would have still been like, okay. I'm still a little nervous, but I was just like, I kept looking at Luke. Like, I was like, what if he tries to hit us? And Luke was in the back seat, and, like, it's a small car. So I would have been so much more calm if Luke wasn't in the car. He's just such, like, a precious little thing that, like, I think my brother and I could have handled the situation, especially with Andrew there, but not Luke. Like, I would have had to hold Luke if something went down.
I'm so sorry.
And I would have wanted to fight also with my brother.
This is probably one of my favorite Quadra family stories.
I knew you would like this one. Yeah.
The way that your mother threw her body in front of that moving vehicle.
Yeah. And he was like, Miss Loretta, you okay?
You good?
You good, Queen? And my dad was like,
Oh my God.
So.
Guys,
Anyways.
so what did we take away from this story, Issa? Maybe learn. This is why you always should know vehicles.
Yeah, I didn't. He got a new
I
car.
remember I made that comment to your dad last week at dinner because we're talking about how there's just so many vehicles. Anyways, moving forward. He was like, how do you know, like, that maybe all those vehicles belong to one apartment?
Yes.
And I was like, well, I always take note of who's parking because, the way that our apartment is, it's like you want to park on your side of the building. Mm-hmm. Obviously, that's anywhere apartment-wise, So I always know, like, if I notice a car that I haven't seen before that's parking in the front road, like near, us, I'm just like, And then I always make sure, like, do they have, a sticker? Because in order to park in the front row, like, you have to have an apartment sticker. And so typically they do. So that's why I'm just like, I think that apartment literally has like 5 cars.
Yeah. Yes. But
and,
the good,
like we have, we have 3 because, there's 3 of us. But like I don't know, that situation is
you're
a little different.
And anyways, you're good at noting that. And that's like, we applauded my brother because I also remember when the car was behind us in the beginning, but then I forgot about it, you know, like the whole time. And then my brother, we applauded him for like being aware of his surroundings and realizing that the car was behind him.
How stupid did your brother feel?
He was like, oh my, it was like, we're so dumb, but it's such a relief that it wasn't like a situation. Because you don't even, the feeling, it was like he was right on our freak. And I even looked at him and I couldn't even recognize him because I was like, it was so blurry and like we were moving so quickly. So
Kenneth, it's okay, dude. You would rather be extra careful than not careful at all.
Yeah, definitely.
Like people are weird, bro. Yeah. Like you got to trust your gut. So, and your gut's not always going to be right, but still trust it.
Exactly. So I'm proud of him. I thought it was hilarious.
Thank you so much for hanging on to that story. Issa told me a couple days ago that she had a story to tell me, but wouldn't tell me until we were recording. I hate when you do that.
I told her, she said, don't do that. I was like, Queen, I got to. It's going to be, because I wanted this reaction. I wanted your
phenomenal. Wow, I can't wait to talk about this at the dinner table.
Oh my God, they were like, what? They were so mad.
I'm happy y'all are okay though.
Yeah, it was fun.
Manuel, I really hope that you're okay.
He was like, why would you do that? Like, why would you throw yourself?
Betrayed me.
It was hilarious. So it's good to know. It's good to know like your backups too. Yeah. It's kind of like our podcast we did two podcasts ago about being aware of your surroundings. So
yeah. Woo. People are weird.
So anyways,
people are weird.
That was that for me.
Oh, well, what else you got going on? You have a special guest coming in tonight.
I'm so excited. Allie is on her way as we speak.
She is.
She worked all day, and now she's going to
She's a working queen.
I'm rocking this Nurse's Call the Shots cup.
I will just say, like, obviously long distance isn't easy, but y'all make it work.
Grace Ann has said such sweet comments about us before. It's very nice, and it's nice to feel like we're doing good.
Oh, for sure.
From the outside perspective, For
sure. I think y'all are doing phenomenal.
Which is another podcast idea we can do down the road is like
how to make long distance work.
And like, I don't know, would you even consider 4 hours long distance? Like, I hate even saying that sometimes.
Yeah.
I mean,
I think so.
Yeah.
I mean, to me, long distance is anything like an hour away.
Yeah.
Yeah. If you can't get to that person within like 30 minutes, I mean, some people may disagree, but either way, like, it's a 4 hour one way.
Yeah.
Yeah. I would say that y'all are at that like time length on the highway where it doesn't feel like forever. Mm-hmm. I think if it was even if it was like 5 hours, it honestly might feel worse. Yeah. But 4 hours, Houston, Dallas.
Yeah.
Boom.
Yeah. And I think it's also hard that we both have like full-time jobs. So it's hard to, Yeah. That's like a whole nother thing that I've never been through. So, but it's good.
But also though with you, like you have the perfect job to do long distance because you work from home. So you can literally like if you can schedule it to like just go.
Yeah. It's been so helpful. It's been so, I think if I didn't have my job, I would barely see her. So it's really good.
Yeah. I mean, you're not wrong.
Yeah.
Literally. Yeah. Because, it's like y'all have, especially with her working night shifts, y'all have like opposite schedules right now. But she's coming in, so we're excited to see you. I'm so
excited to see her. It's going to be fun.
Whenever you're watching this, you might be here. Wow.
I can't wait to see you.
Cute.
So anyways, well, how are you doing mentally? How are you doing?
I'm good.
You stressed? You busy?
I'm tired. Yeah, I'm in like the middle of busy season with photography, so.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm good.
How are you and Vince?
We're good.
It's good.
Yeah.
You were just with them today.
Hmm?
You were just with them today.
I was.
They're very sweet too.
Yeah.
They're very
I told him we were podcasting tonight, and he was like, "You'll always do it when I'm not there." And I said, "Honey, you're not here a lot."
That's so funny that you said that. But you know who is? Jess is here. Every freaking podcast,
single
right on that
podcast.
freaking couch. She's as close as she can be. And you know what? And that's on friendships. And you know what? And that's on this podcast today. And that's what we're going to talk about.
Yeah. The segue?
Give me that.
Let's do this, baby.
So, friendships is what we're talking about.
Let me tell you about my best friend.
Is that my bestie and Tessie? That's my best friend. So friendships. And, like, we thought it would be good to talk about, like, friendships and boundaries and, like, you know, feeling guilty and putting yourself first and, like, all this stuff. I feel like it's something that a lot of people go through.
I just need to listen to you because, like, I don't know.
Tell us what you're feeling.
I feel like I always give such great advice
You do.
to,
You
like,
do.
people, and then it's hard for me to... Didn't I tell you to open that when we
You
were...
did it. I did it. They can't even hear me right now. Now they can.
Issa's opening up her Reese's Pieces and just put it on the floor. You know the cats are going to play with that. It's
Oh,
fine.
my God. Aren't cats allergic?
No, that's a dog. You're fine.
Oh, that's a dog. See, I don't know anything about cats.
Moving forward.
Sorry, yes.
What were we talking about? Oh, friendships.
Mhm.
I don't know. I just feel like sometimes I just need to listen to, like, my own advice.
Yep.
You know, I am such a like empathetic person, and so, like, I feel everybody's emotions, and I know there's gonna be people out there that definitely are rolling their eyes right now, like, oh my God, you're so
No.
quirky, you're empathetic, boo-hoo. But
Starting walking direction.
okay, we gotta cut that out. That's our entire address.
Cut it out. That is hilarious. I'm going to mute that part.
You should. It's. Wait, you don't know our address?
Queen, neither do I, Queen. Say it with your chest. It's okay. Well, I do, but...
You should cut it out when it's like starting root from.
I'm
Anyways,
going to just cut that little part out.
what were we talking about?
You're empathetic. You feel people's emotions. Like,
Oh yeah,
it's
so
hard to take your own advice.
Sometimes it's really hard for me to, like, take my own advice, and I have just come to the realization that I just gotta, like, there's just certain relationships in my life where I'm just like, okay, like, I'm not an emotional pinata
Mm-hmm.
for you to, like, just beat on me,
Mhm.
right? Like, you know.
Yeah.
So I'm just gonna drink my Capri Sun.
Well, I think also a huge thing that a lot of people go through is, like, if it happens to your friend, like, say a boyfriend or girlfriend is horrible to this girl or guy, the friend is, like, the outside perspective is so, like, you gotta do this, or, like, you gotta do this, and then, like, when it comes to you, to yourself, it's like you give that person excuses. It's the same thing with friendships. It's like, if a friend does something to me, I think there's been situations with us too when an outside friend that, like, you don't know has done something to me, and I'm like, yeah, it's, like, not a big deal, whatever, and you're like, that's not freaking okay. Like, you need to set a boundary and not let her come back into your life. And I'm like, it's not a big deal. But then if that person did that to you, I'd be like, are you freaking kidding me? You do not. It's like the same thing. So I do think that, like, taking your own advice is probably, like, great advice. And
But will I listen to that advice? Stay tuned.
it's also, like, I feel like not saying no causes resentment
Yeah.
in, like, friendships, especially you as, like, a photographer. I'm sure you can, like, you have a lot of friends who love their pictures, who love getting their picture taken. And it's, like, from the outside perspective, maybe, like, well, it's just, like, a picture, but it's, like, to you, it's not just a picture. You're not just going to have a picture and just, like, send them the freaking picture. Like, you have before, but you, like, take your time with it. You have a whole business. You have a side. You know what I'm saying? You have social life.
Yeah. I mean, that's a whole other can of worms that I will actually just, like, talking to your dad the other week.
Mm-hmm.
Really just, like, I always knew that, like, how much work I have to put into the business of mine to, like, make it to what it is, right?
Yeah.
And unfortunately, I have some friends and family who just don't respect that, and it's
Yeah.
really just kind of. I've been made aware, I guess, more in the past. I would say, like, 6-7 months
Mm-hmm.
to who actually, like, supports me
Yeah.
and who just wants a free photo op,
Yeah.
or who, like, expects
Yep.
free photos. And I'm just gonna say this right now: if you have ever asked me to take your photo, if you're listening to this and you've ever asked me to take your photo and you're expecting it for free, just know that that ish hurted.
Yeah.
That ish hurted because, you know, how my dad put it, because we were talking about it, he was saying, you know, if I have some, like, if I had a best friend who owned an auto mechanic shop, I'm not going to take my broken vehicle and expect him to fix it for free.
Yeah. It's the same thing.
You know, but it also goes back to people don't view photography as like a sustainable job.
Mm-hmm.
It's not viewed as like a job
For whatever reason.
Yeah, for whatever reason. But I mean, it is what it is.
Yeah,
like it's really like I've gotten to the point, like it used to bother me a lot, but
yeah,
I think I've gotten to the point in my life where I know who in my circle, like everyone in my circle,
yeah,
I love,
mm-hmm.
and I know that they would not do that.
Yeah, definitely.
And you know, more than likely, I'm gonna give a discount if you don't ask.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and then sometimes, but also like don't be sad if I don't.
Yeah.
Like it's my business.
It's your business. You gotta pay the bills.
Yeah.
You gotta feed your kids.
So I mean that's why, you know, I follow some photographers who like big like photographers on YouTube.
Mm-hmm.
One of them, their rule is like they will never work with friends or family.
Yeah.
They say no. And they're just like, I don't, you
That's
gotta
sad.
think about it because, but I understand their perspective because they're like, do you really want to take the risk of losing that friendship or family member?
Mm-hmm.
Because what if everything goes wrong?
Yeah.
And I was like,
Which
yeah, I
does.
get that. I don't know. I can understand like how people can be really paranoid about that. Personally, I don't have that viewpoint. I'm gonna take the chance. Like, I don't know,
Yeah,
but I know
no,
there
definitely.
but I understand why there are photographers out there that like
Don't do that.
yeah.
Yeah.
But it all circles back to I realize that I have to start drawing boundaries
Yep. Which is hard to do.
with certain people, especially when you have the person is like someone who you've known for
a long time.
a very long time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it's also hard because you feel guilty, and it's like when you set that boundary, you're like, what are they thinking? Are they thinking I'm this person? Like, even with anything, like saying no is like, do they think I don't like them as a friend? Do they think I don't like love them or want to be there for them? Like,
Mhm.
that's super hard. Like, I don't know, even myself, I think I struggled with that. Like, if I say no, which I feel like I rarely do, which is probably a problem, but if I say no, it's like I'm like thinking like they're probably thinking I'm like not nice, or like, you know,
You get in your head about it.
I get in my head so much about it, or like,
And also too, at the same point, so like you'll have some people you say no to, they'll be like, okay, like I understand.
mm-hmm.
And then on the other side of the radar, you'll have the people who completely lose it and are, you know, they get upset with you. Like, wait, what do you mean? Like,
Yeah.
why can't I talk to you about this?
Or
I
they
thought
like give you the silent
you,
treatment.
thought you were my friend. Da 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 da.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I'm also like, there's obviously a balance, because like, you know, I think some people can be better friends and like being there for them more, and like having it an equal partnership. Like, if I do this for you, it's like, I hate, like, not if I do this for you, you should do this for me, but like do it with nothing, like expecting nothing in return, but also like remember what they've done for you is like how I think about it. Like,
Mhm.
I try to do things without expecting things in return, but also like, I don't know, I just feel like you got to remember what they did for you.
A big way that I've like grown is I always think, okay, if I were to, I flip the situation
Yeah.
and I'm like, okay, if worse come to worse and I was this person and I was in this situation asking them for a favor,
Would they?
would they? And then it might surprise you. No,
Yeah.
they
so true.
wouldn't. And that has honestly been a big way that I've kind of like detoxified
Yeah.
my life.
Yeah. I think it's so important to know those type of people. Like, I think in my close circle, all of those people, I could be like, they would do this for me.
Mhm.
You know, but it's like a very, very tight circle. Like, you know?
Yeah.
It's like a tight circle, and it's so nice to have that like friend group or like family, even if you don't have like friends that you trust. Like, family is always important, and
Mm-hmm.
same vice versa. Like, if you don't family you trust, it's good to have those good friends, but like it's so important to have those people in your life.
Like, I know if I call y'all, if I call even your mom or your dad,
Oh, definitely.
like
Yes.
if I called the house and only Luke answers, I know he's gonna be going to get some help. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
yeah, yeah.
So
Definitely.
And the thing is, if you even have to think a second about it, then you know.
That's
right?
the freaking answer.
Yeah.
Like, if you feel like, of course, everybody's gonna feel, like, at least for me, I sometimes feel like, okay, I'm being a burden if I ask for a ride here or this. But, like, that friend group, that circle that we're talking about, like, they would do it with no question.
Mm-hmm.
Like, and if they were busy, they would try to help you figure it out. Like, I'll help you with, you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
It's just kind of like, they're gonna help you figure it out. And I'm glad that, like, I feel like I have a good circle. Like y'all, obviously. I would say, like, Gato, Morgan, Allie. You know, it's like,
We got so lucky. We got so lucky.
Yeah.
Who were we talking to? Was it your dad?
I don't know.
When I think at dinner, guys. Dinner last week was crazy. Like
Dinner
we
last
talked
week
about
was
so
popping.
much.
Ooh, it's so good.
We talked. I think your dad had mentioned, if you were only had Issa, Jess, and Vincent for the rest of your life. Or was it your mom?
I think it was my dad. It was either my dad or Gato. I don't know why Gato was popping in my head.
It was Gato.
It was Gato,
Yeah,
right?
it was her.
Yeah.
Literally.
She's a
Vincent
queen.
was like, "How much do you like? How much to
Yes,
entertain you? Because
yes.
you're a therapist."
Yeah,
she
she's
was
great. She's
spitting
incredible.
facts. She's incredible. Gato, we love you.
She'll be on the podcast soon.
We love you a lot.
She gave us this topic, actually.
I mean that. We love you.
We love you.
Okay. Oh gosh. Okay.
Oh my God,
So
love her.
like, I guess what we should move into then.
Wait, what'd she say? What'd she say?
Oh, so that's like if you have these three, like Issa, Vince, and Jessica only for the rest of your life as friends, then I think you're doing pretty well.
Oh my God, yeah, that was so cute. That was
Yeah.
Gato. That
And I was like,
Gato.
Wow.
She told me today in the car. She was looking at my Instagram highlights. Like just looking through them for fun while we were driving to, I don't know where we were going. And she's like, she was like looking at, did y'all see I added a My Girlies tab and like it's My Girlies, like y'all. And she was like, you have such good friends. Like you really have a good group of friends. I was like, Queen, don't freaking make me cry. Not on a Monday. So
I've told Gato a million times, like, you realize that you are a friend, right? Like, if you accept our friendship, I would like to have you as a friend.
she loves y'all. She's awesome.
So
She was gonna come over today, but she's busy, and we will get into what she's doing when she's on. Don't want to say her business, but what should we get into?
Oh, I was just going to say, I know last episode we talked about red flags.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe we could talk a little bit about, when you feel like you're at your breaking point with a relationship, whether it be someone you're dating or a friend or a family member, what should you do to protect yourself?
Well, I think
To really like kind of give yourself some like peace.
Yeah. I think I've always said, like, I'm going to talk to you about it if I really care about you and I care about our friendship or relationship. And, like, so I think communication is, like, the biggest thing.
Are you the type to hold things in?
Yes, but I've gotten better at that because I try to not let a lot of things bother me. But that's what I'm saying. If it really bothers me, I'm going to be like, this is bothering me. I don't want to. I feel like resentment is so real. Like, resentment is so real, and you could be in a
100%.
great relationship, friendship or relationship-wise, a great relationship, and it's going great, but then, like, you keep bottling up those little things, and then finally one day it just blows up. And, like, that's a real thing, and I think it's not fair to either people in the relationship or the friendship to, like, keep that in, to, like, comment and be like, if that bothers you, be like, you know what, that wasn't awesome. That didn't make me feel good. And, like, it's so hard to do. It's so hard to do because you don't want to feel, insecure about the situation. So that's my answer, like, being like, just communicate. Communication saves a lot of freaking things. I know that's kind of cheesy, but it's so freaking real. It's so freaking real. That's my answer. I think communication and space as friendships. Like, sometimes friendships hang out too much. They're not supposed to be perfect. Friendships are perfect.
Very, very codependent.
Yeah, I've had one of my best friends, Morgan. She's my longest best friend, and I trust her with everything. And, like, there was times where we needed more space, and that's, just two best friends need space sometimes. And just communication, and it's great. And she's still, like, my best friend today. So it's about communication and honesty and trust. That's the thing. I know that these two right here in this room, if I was not in the room and someone was talking about me, they would defend me.
100%.
They would not, like, continue to talk about it bad about me, and that is, like, the most important thing, because I have friends I'm sure will talk, agree with something bad about me or something.
I literally have never said a single bad word about either of you. And
my close
I think
friends,
that speaks volumes.
You gotta know, that is, like, a key for me.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
that's my answer.
Well,
what about you?
I have opened up a little blog by wellandgood.com to give
Love that.
some quick tips
Love
on
that.
how to set boundaries with a friend. And number one is opening a dialogue with them. So not holding on to anything. I definitely have been like guilty of this. Because I mean, I think sometimes the mindset is like, it's just better left unsaid. Like
Yeah.
you don't want to poke the bear, you know?
Yeah.
Like, is this really worth my energy? And to a point, I still do believe that. Like,
Yeah.
if you think something is going to cause more harm than good, then sometimes it's just better to like step away
Yes.
and just give yourself some space. And if maybe this is something that keeps continuing to happen, then open that dialogue, you
I
know?
agree.
But it's really, I think it just depends on the situation.
Yeah.
And so number 2 is to be explicit. So to set solid boundaries, you have to be able to explain what the problem is. So for example, I need you to stop acting like everything is about you doesn't give them any place to go with it.
Ooh.
Instead, I need you to listen to me more often instead of doing all the talking. Gives them something to work with.
Oh, that's good.
So, yeah, I definitely can see how, because if someone were, you know, to say
Yeah.
something like really short
Right.
with me like that, then I would be like, I would just pick a fight, you know? Number 3 is to nip the problematic behavior in the bud as early as possible. Ooh. See, that can be difficult sometimes if like the
Very.
friendship is newer, because you may not be able to see that it's going to be a pattern,
Yep.
you know?
That's hard.
That is hard.
That's hard. I wish I could do that.
But they say that you want to start setting boundaries when you first notice a problem instead of waiting until you're ready to explode.
Yeah.
It's scary, but it's not as bad as repairing things after a huge argument. You know what? And I agree.
That's so true.
I definitely agree. And I've been to that point,
Yeah.
you know?
Me too.
I'm a very blunt person, so I think sometimes, like,
Yeah.
I think sometimes it's hard to, like, take the emotion out of, you know?
Yeah. That's what I was going to say. Like,
Yeah.
when all these things you said, when you do those things, take time, I think, to think about what you're going to say. Don't act on emotion, because that could ruin things too.
Yeah.
Like, don't act on emotion. But, like, when something hurts your feelings and it's, like, heavy, I wouldn't be, like, well, like, attack. I would, like, sit back, think about it, have my time to think, and then say something.
This next one is use I statements. I like this one.
I've heard this.
I've heard this one. So instead of you're being overwhelming or aggressive, you want to try I'm feeling uncomfortable or I'm feeling nervous about expressing myself in this relationship. It's really about understanding your internal world and sharing it with them so they can better meet your needs rather than telling them about themselves or trying to diagnose them. That is huge.
That's huge.
I would honestly put that like even closer to the top, because the last thing you want when you're having this conversation with someone, you don't want them to feel like you're attacking them.
100%.
So I can understand like how
Yeah.
flipping that is important. I like that a lot.
I've
heard of
love
that too,
one. I've
especially
heard
with
that
like
too.
relationships.
Definitely with
communicating,
relationships. And
yeah.
also, you don't want to have that person think that, like, I don't know. I'm such, like, I need so much validation sometimes. So if that was the case, I'd be like, I'm making you feel like this, but it's better if, like you said, like, they're telling me what they're feeling.
Mm-hmm.
That's so much better. That's a good one.
This last one is emphasize the value of your friendship. So
Aw.
no matter how you frame it, boundary setting can still feel hurtful. Oh, 100%. Yeah, I feel like no
Yes.
matter how you talk, it's still going to suck. Especially when the friendship has had a long run. To soften the blow, they recommend emphasizing how important the relationship is to you and that you're having this boundary conversation specifically because of how much you value the friendship. And
That's
if you
good.
didn't care, you might prefer to walk away rather than engage in difficult conversations. I'm gonna close my phone on that one. 'Cause
That's
that
also
is
very
huge.
important.
Yeah, like if you're willing to have that conversation with,
Yep.
like if I'm being problematic and someone's wanting to talk to me about it, then that tells me like, okay, you could have ghosted me.
Yep.
You could just say you're busy, but instead we're having this conversation.
Yeah, and that's kind of like what I said earlier. Like, I'm only going to talk to you about it if I care enough about this friendship, because there's been so many friendships. I'm like, you know what? That can be done because I don't really care. Like,
And it goes back to, do you want to poke the bear or do you want to walk
Yes.
away?
But if it's worth it, if it's
Yeah.
a relationship or a friendship that you want to keep, it's like I want to sit down and talk to you and have this hard conversation that no one wants to freaking have,
Yeah.
but we gotta have so we can continue this.
Yeah. Friendships are hard. Like,
Yeah.
I think we've talked about this before,
Yeah.
how we've talked about how lucky we are to have the like friend group that we do.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Hello?
Are you in the middle of your podcast?
Yes.
Can I tell you what just happened to me?
Yeah, are you okay?
Yeah, I'm in the Chick-fil-A drive-thru,
Yeah.
and the guy who took my order, like, gave me his employee discount, and so I was like, okay. And then this other girl just came up to my car, like, the other, like, person, employee, and she was like, this is really awkward, but my friend wants to know if you have a boyfriend. And I was like,
Not at Chick-fil-A.
I have a girlfriend.
You told him that?
Yeah. And she was like, oh, okay, I'll tell him. I was like,
I love, you know what? And I love that. That is the freaking cherry on the freaking cake.
That happened
for
at
me.
Chick-fil-A.
Not at Chick-fil-A.
I know. I was like, sir, but I got my meal for $4.
Oh, I'm so happy that you got your meal for $4. That is incredible.
You know what?
Yeah.
And that just goes to show
That's so funny.
people, you need to ask the person's relationship status before you give them the deal.
But also, I love that you finessed that situation, and I wish I could see his face when she told him that you had a girlfriend. Oh, that makes me...
Well, yeah. So whenever he told me the price, he was like, it's 8 whatever, and then he goes, actually, it's 4 something, and I was like, 4 something.
I
And he was
think
like,
it's or something.
yeah.
I'm
it
kidding.
Was, it was so awkward.
Aw.
I was like, oh, thanks.
I love that so much, honestly.
Wait, but what's your Chick-fil-A order, Allie?
I got a spicy chicken sandwich with lemonade.
That's what I'm talking
and
about.
ranch.
Not me
And
craving
ranch.
Chick-fil-A.
I want Chick-fil-A too. Well, I'm very happy for you. That's incredible. I love that so much, honestly.
Are they
Anyway,
problematic
I
and
don't-
kind of homophobic? Yes.
I
but
love that.
I still love their food.
My toxic trait is that I still eat at Chick-fil-A. So.
That's funny. We need to add that to the list.
Thank you for sharing
Thank
your
you
truth.
for sharing. I love this story. Thank you so much.
Sorry to interrupt.
No, that's okay. Be careful.
Okay.
Okay, bye. That's incredible. That's
For
a good
anyone
note to
who
end on.
didn't just hear all the details, Issa, just reiterate real quick what
Yeah,
Allie
basically
just
she went
said.
to the Chick-fil-A line, and the guy was like, well, you heard the $8. He gave her the employee discount, then told the girl to ask Allie if she had a boyfriend. The girl asked. She said, no, I have a girlfriend, actually. The rest is history. She got a $4 meal. That's what I'm talking. I'm
You know
actually
what?
happy for her.
Allie stays finessing the system.
Dude, she freaking does, and I love that for her.
I love her.
So anyways.
Oh my God, what were we talking about?
I don't know,
Now
but
I'm
that was
Chick-fil-A.
funny. So anyways.
I don't know what we're talking about.
I mean, that was...
No, there was a point.
There was a point.
I stopped mid-sentence. Jess, do you remember? No, she said, how dare you ask me that? I'm not paying attention to you. You betrayed me. Okay, anyways. Like I was saying before Allie blessed us with her Chick-fil-A story. Wait. My mom's calling me.
Oh my God.
We're almost done.
Oh.
It's okay. Okay, like I was saying. So like I was saying, we just have such a good friend group that it's hard for me to imagine that there's people out there that don't have this. You know what I mean?
I'm so sorry.
Everyone's just getting called tonight. Is it okay?
Tally again.
Huh?
Tally again.
Answer the phone.
Oh my gosh. Hello?
Hello. One more thing that just happened.
Okay.
They just gave me a coupon for waiting in line a long time.
Oh my-
That's so much.
I mean, jeez.
He said, "This is my 13th
Full
reason."
service over
He
here.
said, I heard you had a girlfriend, but wait, let me try one more thing. That's amazing. I'm very happy
So
for you.
anyway, I just had to share that one last thing that just happened.
Thank you for sharing.
Yes.
That is so funny. Enjoy your Chick-fil-A.
Okay, I'm on my way now officially.
Okay, we're excited.
Okay, I'm excited to see y'all too.
Yay! Bye. Okay, bye.
All right, bye.
Anyway, so sorry for the interruptions.
The moral of what I'm trying to say is that we're lucky to have one another. And before anyone else calls, we're gonna end the podcast because I'm hungry.
But you're right. No, you're right. Like, friendships are important. Go find good friends. It's better to have a few good friends than 10 fake friends.
Exactly.
No new friends.
Also, if me moving this mic has made noise,
No.
I'm so sorry.
Doesn't.
Okay.
You're amazing. You're a great friend to me.
I'm very warm. I'm so sorry.
I'm sweating. Love you guys so much. Thank you for watching.
and stay
radiant.
Bye, guys.
Bye, everybody.
Also, get comfies.
Get comfies.
We're gonna link it.
Yes.
They don't sponsor us at all, but like
They will one day.
your mental health will. It may not be better, but this does help.
Yeah.
Okay.
Love you guys.
Bye.